it's not even about me a lot of time. Like, I be fucked up like for others. Like, damn, like you said, like my mama probably disappointed as fucking me. My daddy probably disappointed as fucking me. You know, this, that, and the third. Like, when it comes down to my little cousins and my sisters getting subpoenaed to court and shit like that, my mama, they didn't go, but like that type of shit right there could be all avoided. That shit was wrecking on my mind the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
The whole time when motherfuckers who I know is like hurting by that shit, but they telling me to keep my head up, you know, that shit was hurting me.
This is Sad Boy Radio.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Sad Boy Radio. I'm your host, Matt, and today, man, we got a very special guest in the building. He's, you know, a Interscope signed artist. Man, I don't want to go with that back to back, but, you know, you recently just released your single, Freestyle, and the other thing I had was, you know, you beat a very significant charge in 2022. Go ahead and introduce yourself, bro.
What's the word, gang? It's nice to meet you. It's BigKayBeezy, a.k.a. BigBeezy. You know, BigKayBeezy, no space on all platforms.
Hey, I appreciate you sliding, bro. We've been trying to make this happen for a minute, so shout out to Will. And shit, I appreciate you, man. Introduce yourself, though, like, for real. Like, let the people know who you are, right? BigKayBeezy, you be doing this shit for real, bro.
Yeah, man, I do a little bit of everything. You know, I dabble, or whatever you want to call it. Now, I like to make, you know, melodic music, hard songs, and then, you know, on the other side, you know, I'm cool. I just be chilling, you know, I be minding my business.
The melodic shit be going crazy. You know, it's on that Polo G type vibe, and it's crazy because you had the song with Polo G, and you guys are just like, you were able to click like that out of nowhere. So it's dope, bro. I love seeing you, you know, succeed in what you do and the music that you're making, and I can't wait to see it go up.
Appreciate that, gang.
Right now, you're gearing up for, you know, the comeback.
Yeah.
It's been a little minute since you released the project. On Apple Music, it's 3 years because it's 2021. On Spotify, it's 2 years because you got something in 2022. I forgot the project name. But, man, go ahead and talk about that, right? You know, what does this next phase of your career mean to you?
Evolution. You know, I'm evolving into the new Beezy, or, you know, whatever the fans, you know, I want them to feel the growth with me, you know. I don't want them to be stuck on, you know, the past, but I also want to, you know, get them what they want, though, and they like that old shit. So I just want to mix both of them and balance everything out.
What do you feel like it is you're trying to get away from, though?
I've been trying to get away from, like, the drill shit for so long, like, music-wise, you know, like, not that I don't fuck with it or not that it's hard or anything like that. It's just, to me, it's too easy. You know, it's just like played out to me. You know, I be wanting to, you know, showcase my talent and craft sometimes. You know, it don't got to be like that all the time because some people don't listen to music for that. But at the end of the day, I just want more, you know, extravagant, exotic beats and shit like that.
You could do both, bro. So, like I said, the fact that you're able to have that diversity in your catalog, it's just going to help you, you know, advance to where you need to be. Now, once again, we mentioned that break from music. It's been a minute since you started to drop at least, you know, a project.
Yeah.
What was it that took you away from the music for so long?
I fell back from the music for a whole lot of different behind-the-scenes reasons. You know, a lot of shit that people don't get to see or that you might not even want people to see. You know, like you going through, you know, certain phases in life or whatever the case may be. So I just fell back, took a break from it. You know, I had to gather my mind and, you know, make sure I had everything, had the blueprint ready for when I come back.
What was one of those situations that was really, you know, that was at the forefront of forcing you to take that break?
One of the situations that made me take that break was kind of like, you know, I had a son on the way. I had to gather it was a lot going on. So with that, it's like, damn, I want to go harder than ever for him, but I can't just be out here just doing anything. You know, I got to lock in. So I stepped back for that reason, but it was, you know, I was getting in car accidents, you know, fucking run-ins with the law, we want to call it. And it was just like, it's too much, it's too overwhelming sometimes. But you still got to be, you know, you got to please the fans and all that. And you got to, you know what I'm saying, do certain shit when you're not really feeling that type of way on the inside.
Do you feel like that pressure was getting to you?
Not necessarily even the pressure, you know. I just wanted to, like, focus on other shit at the time.
Family comes first a lot of the times. Family and yourself. Especially when it comes to your mental health, bro. Because without that, if you go losing your mind, how are you going to do anything that you aspire to do?
Exactly. Everything crashed.
It seems like your life always has a lot going on, man. You signed your deal back in 2021, and Interscope's not no little local record label. It's not any of these record labels that are trying to come up in Chicago and they don't have an established name or an established brand. That's fucking Dr. Dre, Eminem. You know what I'm saying? How did that deal all come together?
Team of people I work with in Miami, along with, my personal team that I have, helping me get there. But, ran into, connection, networking is, one of the main keys that I use, I ran into people who introduced me to other people and, they liked my talent and whatever, and they believed in it. So I showed off. I did the best I could. And then the songs and the numbers start reflecting.
And that wasn't the only label pursuing you at the time.
Not at all.
Why Interscope? What was it? What were they talking that made you really say, this is where I'm supposed to be?
I like to think about longevity, So I was, I really was overly reading stuff and having my manager and lawyer read the contracts or whatever, So I overlooked a few of them, and whichever one had the best long-term deal, that's the one I felt most comfortable with. Like, if you offer me blah, blah, blah up front, but, you know what I'm saying? After that, then it's on me, then, that's kind of that's sketchy to get into, you know what I'm saying? So at the time, I didn't really, so I wanted somebody who was going to be able to have my back, and Interscope been having my back for a minute. Like you brought up that case earlier, Interscope, and, they helped me with that as well, and that's a big deal. So
they're the ones that got you out, right?
Exactly. Big deal.
Let's talk about that a little bit real quick. I mean, we're going to get into all of that, but the fact that, they sent you to Chicago when that shit happened.
That's right when the Polo G, he tapped in with the book bag song, and they wanted me to get the video done, because, it's a major opportunity. So that's when I had a decision to make because, I got a lot of stuff going on. So came to Chicago, get the video done, came back, and then, well, actually, I didn't come back till, later. So, yeah, came out here to get the video done. It was only supposed to be that. Just get work done, Then I'm in the Airbnb, et cetera, et cetera. We had unexpected company. And then, yeah, man. But then when I was in there in the county, I'm on the phone with my managers and lawyers every day. They giving me, little good responses or whatever they feel is good. They want me to hear. And then they was giving me, telling me about the offers that I was getting, even behind bars type stuff. So I'm still considering offers even when I'm, I still got to keep my mind locked in.
But you were officially signed to Interscope before it all happened, right?
It was all around the same exact time. So it was it was like blessings at the end of the day.
So you were staying in Texas, you come to Chicago, you get locked up, they lock you up in Chicago, but they shipped you back to Texas, right?
Yeah.
Why did they ship you back to Texas?
Well, the little situation that happened out there, and then I was out here, fucking off or whatever, and they had one plan.
So the situation was in Texas, and they got your ass in Chicago?
Hell yeah. Woke me out my sleep at 8 in the morning, maybe earlier.
Now, before we get fully into that, man, Interscope, once again, they're a big, big brand. They're a big, big label. It's major that you're signed to them. And you've been signed to them since 2021, correct?
Yes, sir.
How have they helped you grow as an artist from 2021 to now, right? 2024, that's 3 whole years. You're young as fuck, too. And I know in between those years, those are very formative years for, somebody our age.
Yeah.
So how have you seen yourself grow through those years?
I don't even think it's an example that's good enough, as a person, as a character traits, just thinking about certain things I would have never thought about, maybe, that the fans might want to see or whatever, or even if it's about my day-to-day life, just how to carry myself a certain way. So they help me, mold into a better person and just be more confident and all type of stuff.
In what ways have you seen that confidence really help you in your career?
There's a lot of stuff that could be overwhelming for some people. Some people might get stage fright or whatever, they might whatever. But then when you got that, it feel like you got your, what you want to call it, big brother behind you, you got that muscle behind you, that back, and you feel a little more comfortable and, you be a little more confident, so it help you get through over a lot of those hurdles.
I'm telling you, I'm not gonna get over the fact that it's Interscope because that shit's crazy. But it really does mean a lot when you have the right people in your corner, when you have the right people in your ear and the right people supporting you, telling you that you can do this, rather than somebody that is gonna be along for the ride and just wait for you to do something. So that's huge. And just like you said, it gives you the confidence to be the best person that you are and the
And
best
show your
and
ass.
put out the best product.
Exactly, and it make you feel like, you got to prove a point to them, like y'all not investing for no reason, you got to show them that they money gonna pay off type stuff.
It's good that you understand that point, right? Because a lot of people who sign deals, a lot of artists think that a deal's gonna make them. They think that once they get the deal, they made it. That's it. I got the money. I'm good.
Exactly, and that's when a lot of people be, feeling like they got messed over in their deal or whatever. When in reality, sometimes it's like it was right there in front of your face. So they gave you the opportunity to sign or not sign and read it.
Not only that, but they gave you an opportunity to succeed. They gave you an opportunity to be on the biggest platform possible. And what you did was you took it and said, I made it.
Exactly,
And that's it.
That's
you
all you
fumbled
worked
the bag.
for. Oh God, you worked for that point instead of using that point to help you get to the point that you need to be at. Exactly.
What do you feel like is the point that they can help you get to?
Lil Baby status, Drake status, I'm from the. But I feel like I do have to apply myself a little more with this. Like I say, I just went MIA for like a year or more, or whatever. They don't really like that, but
They definitely don't like that.
but
Shit.
I'm back now. I've been working even when I wasn't working, so I got work for them. Shit they gonna like.
I mean, 1 million on fucking Spotify, right?
Yeah.
And you're damn near there. 1 million on Spotify. That's nothing to play with.
Oh God,
Not a lot of people can do that. So you're on the way, bro.
I appreciate that, gang.
We referenced it, but while the best time of your career was happening, the worst part of your life was happening.
Exactly.
Go ahead and talk about the day, man. It's a crazy day. You woke up to unexpected company.
We was working all that the night before. I'll be working 24/7. So when I go out of town or anywhere, I have my manager, my engineer, and my cameraman come with me all the time. Just in case we might want to do it anywhere, like shoot a video here, record a song in a B&B. So we was doing that for like hours and hours. We was out Chicago for like 3-4 days. The day that stuff happened, the night before, I was working so late that I didn't end up falling asleep until maybe 4 or 5 in the morning. I don't even remember. Woke up at like 8 in the morning. I'm thinking my homies playing too much. Like, I swear to God, I'm hearing banging on the door and shit. They screaming and shit. Like, open the van. I'm mad. I'm like, bro, you know what I'm saying? Like, you pull your pants up when you get on some hostile shit, like you finna fight somebody. I'm tough as hell. I slung the door open. They hella pipes, flashlights, beans. I'm front of him. This one officer was finna blow me down. Then the other nigga tell him like, hold on, stop. He don't got nothing on him. I'm coming down the stairs with my hands like this. Cause once I seen that this was not a game. And then they was just on some fuck shit. They putting everybody in cuffs in the house and just all type of weird shit. So, they put me, man, they took me out the back of the damn B&B we was in. And the back alley was like so many police cars. Like, it was the whole alley. Like, I'm talking about, how long an alley is, right? Like a block. It was the alley. The next alley had fucking hella police cars in there and shit too. My manager said they stopped him at the motherfucking gas station while he was pumping gas. Like, how y'all even know? So they were saying they been watching us and shit though. They put his ass on the floor and shit, like, get down on the floor, made him, hands behind his head type shit like that. He told them about what a B&B was and shit like that. They came to the B&B and did all that shit they did. Man, when they took me out to the back of all them police cars, they put me in the motherfucking, the van, the damn, you know what I'm saying? Not the van, but the U-Haul truck shaped one. I'm like, fuck. They could have put me in a normal car. You know what I'm saying? They act like I'm a super villain in this bitch. Oh, God.
So they didn't even know where the B&B was.
Nah.
What the fuck?
Yeah, man. I wasn't even doing too much. I drove out here. I didn't even fly. I was just trying to get work done and shit, but I already knew there was some shit going on. So, yeah, man. They got on that fuck shit. They locked me up. I was in that bitch for some months. I was in the, on the phone with my manager and them, my mom and them, about the bam, and then they shipped me to Dallas. Well, matter of fact, I was in Cook County. I went in there for some months. I was in there for like 1 month, and then I went to Dallas for like another month or two, whatever. However the fuck long it was. And I was on house arrest for 2 years. It was just so much time of my life taken away from me. So after that, when I was on the house, and we get to the house arrest stage, only thing on my mind was just like get out of this stage, like work. That's all I could think. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if I just did the Polo G shit, and I think, if I'm not mistaken, I don't think the song even dropped until, I know it dropped while I was in jail, but I didn't even get to see it till I got out. You know, like the video and how many numbers it was doing. So I'm seeing that shit and shit, you know, I'm like, okay, bet. My only thought process right now, I can't do shit else. I can't leave the house. Can't even leave my front and backyard, you know, so I just need to work. I need to lock in. I need to do this. I need to do that. And then my lawyers finally got work leave or whatever, so I could go out of town and go to Miami and, you know, really lock in. And I was just trying to get hella work done. And I was doing it. They let me leave like 5 days a month. So a week a month. Business week. And then, man, you know, after all that shit, still had, you know, the heat and shit going on, the buzz or whatever. And then I just decided, like, literally to just fall back from that shit, you know? Because sometimes it just don't be as exciting as it be when you a kid dreaming about that shit, you know? When you really in that shit, and you really in you talking to certain people, you know, you get to understanding certain people and certain shit and certain motives and certain vibes, you know, you just get to like, I really could just be at the crib, you know, like what the fuck? Like I'm going over here and here around motherfuckers and it's just, you know, weird. It's just like, it's weird. It's like they probably don't fuck with you. They probably do. You never know what people thinking. They probably finna do out the bam, you know. And then me personally, you know, never could be worried about like such and such happening, but even if you win a certain situation, you know what I'm saying? You still gonna lose, you know what I'm saying? And I know that from experience, like we were just talking about, you know what I'm saying? Like going to clubs and just going places where you don't gotta be, you know. So that's how I felt at a point in time, but now I'm back excited about it and shit, you know, just because I understand more and I know how to go about certain shit and how to, you know, avoid certain situations.
What was going through your mind? You know, the minute that you woke up, you got guns pointed in your face. You see everybody that you're close to handcuffed.
I wasn't even thinking about me, you know. I already know, you know, I knew they was coming, you know, but fuck, I feel bad for all these people, my girl who I was with at the time, my manager, cameraman, blah, blah. Like, damn, you know what I'm saying? They got them in cuffs and shit. They treating them all type of way, talking to them crazy because of me, you know, like, fuck, and they here for me, we working. So I felt bad about that shit. All I could think of was like, damn, man, I hope they don't, like, hate me for this shit.
Because I don't want to skip over this part. But what happened with the old manager? If he was with you through that, what severed that working relationship?
We just went our separate ways on some, like, it ain't no beef or nothing like that, but just, you know, I guess, you know what I'm saying?
You got to do what you got to do.
I mean, shit, it's just business, you know? Like, so if me or him feel like it's not gonna work, you know, or if it's not good for business, or if it's not good for the mental health or whatever the case may be, because, you know, it'd be a lot of behind the scenes shit, you know, then we'll just go our separate ways. But, you know, we still talk to this day and shit, you know, it ain't like I said, it ain't no beef, it ain't no bad blood or nothing. It's just be like, fucking, it didn't work out type shit.
So going back to the situation, knowing that cops were looking for you, what made you come back to the city in the first place?
I mean, shit, cops was looking for me. Nah, stop. Bro, cause I had this Polo G feature we talking about. So like, if 12 looking for me for what they
You couldn't have them go to Texas?
gang, you can't just ask them like, hey, for come out here, bro. Nah, at the time I wasn't even. At the time, like I had a name, which I'm saying this is Polo G. At the time, you know what I'm saying? You gotta think about it.
You're telling me Polo G wouldn't have understood, hey, cops are looking for me.
Yeah, no, he probably would have understood that. I'm not saying that 'cause I fuck Polo, you know, yeah, it's my dog. But it's the time, it's like real, it's you crunching for time, you know. They might come tomorrow. They might come later on today. So like, bro, instead of like waiting on him, he might cap, be like, yeah, I got you, gang. You know, oh, something came up. Like, bro, now I'm in jail for murder. Like, bro, it's not. Now I gotta wait. The song done died down. So, you know, I wanted to get the video done and shit. And the label wanted to get it done and shit. So I had to come out here and meet him where he was at.
I'm not gonna say I wouldn't do the same thing. I just saw this podcast, but I don't want to say it. I'm probably cut it. I just saw this podcast, and on the podcast they're saying like, if I was a criminal, I'm not trying to call you a criminal though. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
you know, they're saying like, you know, if it was me, I definitely probably would have come out here. You know, even though it was probably on that timing that I'm probably gonna get locked up, but it's Polo G. You know
Come
what
on
I'm
now.
saying?
That's Polo G feature you talking about. I think that might have been. I think that was my first big feature on front of.
You feel like it was worth it at that point?
What? Hell yeah. Fuck it.
So let me ask you this, right? For a long period of time, you were in both the street and you were in the music. What was it that continuously brought you back to the streets? Knowing that you had a way out. Because it's a lot of people like that. There's a lot of athletes that are like that. There's a lot of artists that are like that. They sign a deal, and what happens? They get dropped because they're on some, they're on some different type of timing.
I'm glad you asked that because a lot of people don't understand, like, my thought process and shit, Ever since I was a shorty, I had, like, a blueprint in my head, how I wanted this shit to go. So, like, I got family members, I got real close friends, and a lot of people, just like I said, with feeling bad about, motherfuckers getting put in cuffs because of me, like, y'all just at the wrong place, wrong time type shit, I was feeling bad. So that's how I was feeling when I was in fucking Miami or I was in Texas, I'm having money or whatever the fuck I'm doing. I'm FaceTiming my homies and my family and shit, my extended family, because, like, my mama straight, shit like that. But, like, my extended family, cousins, all that, and they just still living in the same place. So I'm like, I wanted to, like, come back and, teach a man how to fish type shit. Damn, my fault. Teach a man how to fish type shit. Like, I knew I couldn't just get everybody money, but I wanted to just put them in a position where they can make their own money, and just, like, because I feel for motherfuckers.
You're risking the opportunities that you built for yourself, right? Maybe you didn't get there by yourself. Maybe all these people had a role in shaping you into the person that you have become. But to fuck up a label deal, because you're trying to provide for everybody else, it's admirable. But you gotta also remember, like I said, it's not no local record label. It's Eminem, Dr. Dre, Jimmy Iovine. You know what I'm saying?
I understand that too, because I had a long time to think about everything, like, and a lot of people will say that too. They'd be like, you trying to do this for such, or you have done this for such, and they want to do it for you, blah, blah, But, like, my daddy, as a kid, they always taught me just, do the right thing. Like, as long as your intentions was good, and genuine, then you will be blessed type shit. So, like, even if a motherfucker want to do it for me or whatever, I don't expect you to, because God damn bless you with the gifts he blessed me with, So you damn near can't do it for me, Like I feel like I'm here for a purpose, and I just don't want to let it go to waste for, like, greed, but I also don't want to let it go to waste, like you said, just giving it away to other people. So I be trying to really pick and choose, like, not even pick and choose, but, like, focus and weed out the fake connections and all that. Because, I got a small circle when I say that about the people who I'm trying to, bring with me. But at the end of the day, it's just like, it's a place and a role for everybody, like at a label, you got A&Rs, people can answer the phone, anybody could do anything. Even the most least talented niggas could do anything if I feel like, I mean, not if I feel like it, shit, if the world feel like it.
But let me pose this question to you, right? If they could, would they? Would they do the same thing for you? Maybe if it even wasn't through music. Maybe they say they were a construction worker for real, right? Construction workers be making bank. Would they do the same thing for you? Would they risk the opportunity they built to give back to you?
Hell no, probably not. I mean, I know a couple that I probably feel like could, but you can never really know too, for sure, bro. And I just always live my life feeling like, no, they wouldn't. Nobody would do the shit for me that I would do for them. But that's just why I just feel like I'm cut different, Like, I really just don't even give a no fuck, Like,
this is family we're talking about. So family's family. But when we're talking about the streets, that's a different type of family that you built, right? And I feel like sometimes for people, it's hard for them to advance in life because there's this fear of leaving behind what you've always known. There's a fear of not being comfortable anymore. You get what I'm saying? And I see it even with me, right? As I continue to grow, as I continue to become a different person, I want so bad to hold on to certain people in my life. I want so bad to still have a relationship with the people that have, like I said, shaped me into the person that I become. But sometimes we're just so far apart on where we're at in life that it doesn't make sense. Do you feel like the streets were providing you with a certain comfort of, what that feeling of home looked like?
Damn, that's a great way to put it, because, a motherfucker could really be feeling a certain way and don't even know how to put it in words type shit. And that's damn near what it be like with certain, with a lot of situations. Like, even not necessarily streets, you know, like with relationships, you know, I felt like that. Like even if this female is just like, it feel like, you know, we not gonna work out or something, you know, I want it to work out because even though I can have any bitch, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's not the point to me, you know? Like, once I'm like millions, billions, and all that shit lame, you know? Like, you want a motherfucker who you know was with you before the money and shit. So when you get the money, you know it ain't for the money. Like, even if they want you to spend money on them, you know that they was with you before. But then a motherfucker that get with you after you got money, it's just, everybody just seems like that's the only reason they there.
Because they don't know you for you at that point. All they know you for is for this person that you've become.
The image.
And what you want to get back to is the person that you were. You're always chasing that person that was pure, in a sense. You know what I'm saying? You're always chasing that person of when you were a kid, that feeling you had when you're a kid. That's the feeling I want to feel when I'm successful, in my view. So when you're chasing somebody that, you know, in a relationship, just like you said, you want to be with somebody who knew you when you were that innocent, that pure person, rather than the person that has been damaged and almost, you know, broken by everything else around them.
And then come to you as the rescuer instead of, you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Shit.
I'm for that.
Hey, we're putting two and two together right now.
Nah, for real, man.
So then when we're talking about the streets, right? Because this is something that has been prevalent throughout your life. What was it that initially brought you into it? What were you looking for? What did you find there that seemed like home?
I wasn't even really looking for it, you know? I was just woke up one day and I was here like, fuck, like damn, the hot water don't work, them roaches, like rats and shit, fucked up. So go outside, you know. And then a lot of people say you hang with the wrong crowd, but like in the fucking areas and vicinities that I'm in, it's not really too much of to choose from. You know what I'm saying? Like the friends that I'm with in school or, you know, my neighbors or whoever that I'm, you know what I'm saying, kicking it with, we all trying to get some money. And it's not a lot of ways to get, you know what I'm saying, the money that you want in the hood type shit. Especially at a young age. Like, they don't even let you get a job till like 15, 16. So, like, we out here trying to get some money. We waking up broke. Our parents, do you got some McDonald's money? We trying to go get some.
But where do you feel like that want and this need for money came from? Because when you're that young, when I was that young, I wasn't focused on that. That wasn't my goal. I wasn't like, damn, I need $20 to go do this. Right at 12 years old, I'm not thinking that. Thinking like, all right, like I don't got money. Oh well, my parents wouldn't give me money either. I wasn't like, I wasn't that kid. You know, I had friends like that where they asked their parents for some money. Hey, here's $20 to go get some food. Exactly. No, my parents said, oh well.
Same, oh God.
What was it that made you hunt down for that money?
Fuck, man. It'd be a lot of reasons, okay? So, you know, a lot of people make they shifts later on in life. Like, you know, we start out, everybody want a few dollars, you know? Everybody want to be able to afford something. Maybe it might be a juice from the stove, bag of chips. But then when you get older, it comes more of a priority, you know, like, as a primary factor in life. So, like, I don't know. I can't say if it was a heartbreak type shit, but sometimes it be just like, you know what I'm saying? Like, bitch, you gonna, you know what I'm saying? Cause I'm broke type shit.
So it was the girls pushing you to get this money?
Man, it was just a little bit of everything. It was the girls on front of, it was like, I can't really just go get the weed. I can't go get a bottle. I can't do shit. Like, I had to get some money. Like, even when I was getting a little bit of money, you know, it just wasn't enough. You know, it's like, but like I say, I don't really know the root cause of the problem. If I had to pinpoint it on something, I could probably say the girls. And if it wasn't them in the beginning, that should be a primary factor.
You don't feel like it came from the fact that, you know, you grew up in a 2-parent home originally. Mm-hmm. That split from your parents, you know, sometimes it can create that a little bit of a harder financial struggle because now there's not 2 people in the house. Now you're kind of like, I got this job. They don't come together no more. They're separate. Mm-hmm. So now you're, you know, figuring out a way to budget the money.
Mm-hmm. Oh, God.
Do you feel like that was part of it too?
Oh, hell yeah. That was a major part of it. Yeah. Like, yeah, that shit made me fight even harder for some money. That's why I was saying, like, I can't pinpoint where it very first started, but that was definitely made me go even like 10 times harder. Cause you know, when you, like you say, some people don't grow up with a father figure, you know? So when you do grow up with one and then that split happens, it's kind of confusing, you know? It's like, you damn near gotta step up. You the man of the house type shit, you know? Like, any new boyfriends or any of that shit, you know, I gotta check them out the bam. I gotta make sure my mama, my sister straight, you know, like you gotta be a protector and shit, like an animal kingdom or something, you know. So that definitely had a major influence on me just wanting to just get up and just make sure I had enough money to make sure not only I was straight, but my people were straight, you know, because my father was supposed to be doing it.
Do you feel like that created any sort of resentment towards your dad in that case?
Some people would expect it to, but he really, you know, he stayed in touch and everything, you know, and I'm not like, I really just I'm an understanding type of person. Even as a kid, I don't know why, but I was just like always thinking shit like as an adult, you know, like fuck it. You know, it's not like he got nothing against us or she got nothing against us. They didn't work out, what the bam, you know, but I still do have to step up and get this money no matter what. You know, I still fuck with my daddy. I love my daddy, what the bam, you know. But he not here, you know, so that was the mask that I had as a kid. And then when it come to anybody, you know, like I say, anybody coming as a threat to my sisters or my family, my household, anything, whether it be physically or it just be like, you know, mentally stressing on the family or something, then I feel like it's my job to take care of it, you know.
Now, real quick, something else that you mentioned previously is the fact that people who don't have father figures in their life,
Yeah.
they try to find that in the streets. They try to find it in somebody else and say, you're that now.
Females have daddy issues. Males be having daddy issues too. Or mommy issues. Like, it's no, you know what I'm saying? It's not like you could just surpass that just because you're not the other person, you know, or the other gender. So a lot of males that don't have father figures, they have those daddy issues or whatever you want to call it, you know what I'm saying? And they, what's the word? Yearn for that, you know what I'm saying? For damn near forever. Because you can never fulfill that. So, like, even when they do find somebody that they feel like is good enough, they get to, like, oh, this big bro, what, this, that, blah, blah. It's still not going to be your father. So it's like they still yearning that feeling and shit. And they just clinging on to, you know, whatever feels most comfortable, you know? And I feel like what most comfortable for most people is like whatever like is related to fucking the drill music. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's selling drugs, this, that, and the third, they feel like whoever got the biggest chain, whoever got the most money, whoever got the this, that, and the third, you know what I'm saying? That's big bro. You know what I'm saying? So now they want to get close to them and shit to try to fulfill that void. And they really putting themselves deeper into a rabbit hole. Think about like when your parents tell you, you listen to your peers before you listen to your parents, you know? Like your parents can tell your outfit fresh as hell, but then you ain't gonna believe them. But then when you go outside and phone them tell you got that shit on, you on what? You fucking with it, this new, I just got it, you know what I'm saying? And it matters who telling you that, so.
It matters who's important to you in that time of your life. And I see that with my sister now. And I see it with me, right? Because if my friends tell me like, oh shit, like that cut's fresh as fuck.
Right.
Or my parents tell me you need to cut your hair. Who you think I'm gonna
Right.
who you think I'm gonna believe at that
Just
point? You know what
naturally.
I'm saying? And that's no discredit to my parents, but it's as you get older, there's certain things you look towards them for, and it's certain things you look towards your homies for. And even my sister, right? She's young right now. So the biggest thing that she looks at, the most important thing that she looks at is what her friends say.
Mm-hmm.
And I tell her, I'm like, dude, like at the end of the day, because she's in high school, I'm like, at the end of the day, like 4 years from now, you're not even going to remember half these people's names, bro. Like, what are you doing? You know what I'm saying? But that's her. Now, for you at that time, parents separate. You're getting into, you know, that culture. You're focusing on what your friends think. Was there something that you were looking for in other people that was missing in your life?
With my situation, it was kind of different, but I do admit to like, you know, like the word that I was looking for earlier was validation. A lot of people seek validation, and it might be in different instances, so it might not be in the same type of way. But yeah, I was wanting some type of validation, but I wasn't never looking for no big homie or none of that, you know, because I always, like I said, I had the blueprint in my head. So I was always big bro in my head. You know, I need to be the one with the money to change all that, right? But I was seeking, like, you know, all my fans that I got now, I love them to death, and that's what I was seeking. And I want more, you know what I'm saying? Like, that shit fuels me. It make me rap better on God. Like, it make me feel good. And then I be making genuine connections with my fans. I text them and shit. I like they post. I don't even just, on God, I don't be just swiping through that shit. I'll be really, I swear to God, that shit feel good, bro. Ever since a kid.
So you feel like that validation, you were receiving that from the people around you then?
I was, but you know, like when it comes to the parents, like in the street shit, they don't approve of no street shit.
But what was that validation you were looking for? Were you just looking for somebody to tell you like, yeah, that's raw, yeah, that's dope? Or were you looking for somebody to make you feel like you were on track, you were on the right path to doing something big?
I just was wanting my mama to be straight. My daddy, you know, tell me like he proud of me, shit like that. So, and a lot of my influence and shit do come from my daddy. You know, like I don't be getting on camera talking about a lot of shit, 'cause, you know, but he tough as hell too. You know, I'm gonna just say that. So it ain't like he don't be knowing about what I, you know, type. But so, yeah, seeking validation from my father was a big key in life. Like even when my parents was together, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And I understand that now that I got a son, but like, as a kid, you just be like, bro, what the fuck? Nothing I ever do is good enough. You know, I'm trying to just go crazy. Like, my daddy used to rap and everything too. I'm trying to be as good as you, if not better. You know, that's how my whole life went. Then when they got split up, it's like, fuck. He told me he was proud of me, though, eventually. But, like, yeah, nah, for real.
And be like that.
Oh, God. But, like, at the time, it's like, damn, before he did, it's like, if I can't get him to tell me he's proud of me or something, then I need to just get to the point in life where I'm proud of me. That type shit, you know, like, my mama, like, she feel like she overly proud of me, even though she tell me and shit, you know how mama's got that love, but you know how you can just feel that shit in the air. I want to get to that point where I could just feel it, like, yeah, all the bills taken care of and all that shit. So that was the validation that I was seeking, was from my father and from my inner fucking self or whatever. And then when it comes from other people, like fans and shit, you know, it don't go overlooked. Like, I appreciate all of that shit. I love all of that shit. And then it'd be like, as a kid, maybe it's like, I try to get as many people I can to say this shit hard, show my parents, and then, you know, I'm thinking that might help get that validation from my parents.
You created this opportunity for yourself. You really earned everything that you've done. And I know there's a long way to go still. I know there's still much more that you want to accomplish. But I don't want to diminish the fact of, you know, everything that you've done so far. And you know, again, once it comes down to these golden opportunities, you have these golden opportunities, and sometimes you risk it a little too much and you teeter that line. That's what you did, right? When it came down to, you know, this charge, where did it place you mentally? Because now you got certain people looking at you certain ways. I'm sure your family was kind of like, oh, like, what the fuck's going on?
God.
So now that validation you were seeking got thrown out the fucking window.
I was fucked up for a little minute, you know, and like, you know, like you say, like, and like I was saying earlier, it's not even about me a lot of time. Like, I be fucked up, like, for others. Like, damn, like you said, like, my mama probably disappointed as fucking me. My daddy probably disappointed as fucking me. You know, this, that, and the third. Like, when it comes down to my little cousins and my sisters getting subpoenaed to court and shit like that, my mama, they didn't go. But, like, that type of shit right there could be all avoided. That shit was wrecking on my mind the whole time. The whole time when motherfuckers who I know is, like, hurting by that shit, but they telling me to keep my head up, you know, that shit was hurting me, you know. And, like, a lot of just relationships and shit was slipping, like friendships and relationships. Like, it was just like I couldn't keep up with them.
That's a whole different thing that we're gonna get into, because life didn't just stop then. Just because you got everything that you got going on, that doesn't mean that everybody else's life stopped.
Nah, for real, nobody else was going through that.
So as everybody else is advancing, as everybody else is falling off, as everybody else is just, maybe some people stay stagnant, you were still advancing in life through different trials and tribulations that you had to face head on. Right? Like you said, being locked up 2 months. That's not not a joke.
At all.
House arrest for 2 years. Fighting a case that is literally, you know, fighting for your life. Like, bro, you couldn't leave the house.
Bro.
You couldn't even talk about your emotions for real, because anything you say, if some, you know,
exactly, even in my music,
during those 2 years, having to sit in your house, just reflecting on, everything that's going on, what did you learn about yourself?
Man, I learned a lot actually. Like I learned a lot about self-discipline, Like not being able to do a lot of stuff is kind of different than choosing to not be able to do a lot of stuff. So if you want to do like smoke weed, you want to leave the house, obviously, but you literally can't type shit, that really put a whole strain on your self-discipline and your self-control. Like what can you do and what can you keep yourself from doing type shit.
With understanding certain things about yourself, what changes did you realize needed to happen?
A lot of that shit humbled me, And I be like, it's different. I realize there's different ways to be humble, Because a person could be humble in a certain aspect, but be like an asshole in a different one. So motherfuckers, you could think they not humble. They could think they humble, but y'all both could be right type shit. So anyway, I was that type of person, like I'm not a hoe ass nigga. I'm not finna be shitting on homeless people or no shit like that, with some money. But, it was certain situations where that could have been avoided, like I said, like, the case or whatever. Getting a little too cocky in certain instances, getting a little too hot-headed, feeling like, I'm on top of the world, especially with the, music shit going on. It's just like, are we bomb money good or this, that, and the third? Just always feeling like you untouchable. Even if, you might be right in certain instances, it's just like, bro, that could be avoided. You just out here just living recklessly. That's what I was doing. So I learned to, like, slow down. Just, like I say, self-discipline myself. Like, fuck, you can't do that all the time, You can't be just doing anything, going out, kicking it with anybody, You gotta lock in.
Did you feel like you had this sense of invincibility at that time?
Maybe everybody got this shit. I think everybody feel like this, bro. But I just be feeling invincible all the time. Not on no Superman shit. I just be feeling like it just don't make sense for me to check. You know what I'm saying? Like, but it's not impossible, so I don't be. I ain't saying I am invincible, but that's just the thought process. So like at that time, when I was just freshly getting introduced to the industry and money and all that shit, like, niggas had money before, but you ain't really had no industry label money, like it's different. So like, I'm in that bitch, like, what? All my ops is not fucking with me. I don't give a fuck who they think they is on bro. So yeah, I was just doing a little too much.
If I got label money too, I'm gonna feel like I like nobody can touch me. You know what I'm saying?
Jesus Christ.
Especially when you come from, the
Nothing
street background, like you said, it's nothing.
It's nothing, man.
So give me a couple 100,000. What do you think I'm gonna do?
I'm fucking that shit off. That's what I'm saying. I'll be obviously, that wasn't the right choice, but fuck it.
You're fighting this case. How did you even stay composed and, mentally sane?
I ain't gonna lie, man. I gotta get that all to my mama, God, and my team. My team do a lot, bro. And it's, sometimes, the team lose members, gain members, But we all in it for the same purposes, and it's never no hard feelings and nothing like that, no bad blood, like with the management shit, So at that point in time, I had a slightly different team, and they helped me get through a lot of that shit, keep composure, or even if I couldn't keep composure, or if I couldn't go through with certain shit, they'll make sure I still get it done, per se type shit. Like my A&Rs or managers or whatever will have passwords to certain accounts, and I like to be active on my shit. Obviously, even if they is on it, I'm looking and texting motherfuckers. But if I just literally can't, I just gotta have them do it. That way I just get shit done still.
How does that even work, right? Say somebody posts from your account, your team posts from your account. It's not you, but they try to use that shit against you. Can they do that?
They can do whatever they want, but it's just always best to have receipts, And I just like to be genuine and shit anyway. So like, if anybody say any whole shit about me, like, people usually gonna believe me first anyway. I don't even really gotta argue about it.
Do you want to state the charges that you beat, just so like they know? Yeah. Because we're over here talking about this, and they're probably like, "Bro, he probably beat like a gun case or some shit." You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man.
I mean, you did beat one gun case.
Yeah,
right? There was there was a gun involved.
Damn. Okay. Yeah, bro.
It was 3.
You funny as hell.
No. I'm not saying it's 3 gun cases. I'm saying it's 3 charges that they had on your ass.
That's why I say you funny. I didn't know you knew that much. Yeah, bro. They was on some whole shit. I had some charges going on before that too, bro. That's what I hate, bro. Okay, and I don't like to brag on shit like this either, because like I say, I fuck with the youth and the kids and being a good influence and all that. But these are just facts. I had hella cases before that. Like, I don't even want to say them, but like to the point where I just felt like when the charges we talking about right now,
Yeah.
I felt like that shit was being oversaturated. Like, bro, I've been doing this shit. Like, not saying like, but I'm just saying like, fuck, why y'all pick now? And now you want to, they want to talk about it every time and every time. I just want to, but I get it, so I'm not saying that there's nothing wrong with it. But at the time, though,
You've been doing this music shit.
exactly.
Yeah, I just want to clarify. So
Yeah,
you
no,
know.
yeah, of course.
But anyways, you want to state the charges or no?
Okay, murder,
Beat a murder charge.
aggravated assault, and a gun charge. What was it called? I think it was possession, or was it? Cause it was something. But it don't matter. They was on some whole shit. All that shit. Threw out the window.
From the outside looking in, it's crazy that you were able to remain composed. You were able to still, push and do what you were doing. You're dropping music. And even though you took that break, right, you had to take that step away. And that was for different reasons, possibly. Because like I said, life didn't stop because you were going through that.
Just for me, it paused a little bit.
For you, it stopped.
Exactly.
For everybody else, right? Just like you said in the A music video, everybody in that music video, they're either dead or locked up. Is that a fact, or are they just dead to you or locked up?
That's a fact, but like on phone them, I could name motherfuckers in that video. Like my nigga Jake, I got him tatted right here. My nigga Kobe in jail. My nigga I don't wanna.
Because there were some people you fell out with
Exactly.
before
I ain't
that,
gonna say
right?
everybody's name.
That's why I'm saying, were they dead to you, or they were like...
Nah, all of they ass either dead or in jail except for maybe one nigga or two. And they dead to me type shit.
What kind of mental impact has this had on you? Because now you're the only person that's walking free, alive. Thank God you're here alive and able to talk to us. But that has to have some sort of mental toll on you.
What I feel like a lot of people don't realize or appreciate or even shed light on, in this industry shit, is the simple fact that talent is pain. That's what I feel like. And from my perspective, at least. My talent is pain. When I look at a lot of other artists, even if it's not musically, like with a lot of, just art, it just be, you can see the pain, you can feel the emotion in it. And a lot of people don't shed light on or appreciate the fact that certain artists that they fans of or that they fuck with or whatever the case may be is, bro, like this nigga just probably just almost just died right now. And he's made a song about it to let y'all know about it. Like this nigga he going through relationship problems. He probably suicidal. He probably this, that, and the third, depressed for real. Like sad ass songs and all that shit. But he's still, willing to, like you say, keep composure, put on the show for the people who can relate or the people who can feel this type shit, So I just feel like the industry, not even the fans. I'm not trying to come at the fans because I feel like they do appreciate it. That's the whole point, the reason they fans. But like more like overall, like even other artists, certain label workers type shit. Let's just say that employees. They'll see somebody and just see the benefits that they can get from them, and don't even really appreciate or realize the potential that person has that you can, use because they going through so much pain and they putting it into the words or into the painting or whatever that they can put it in. And you're just seeing they say beauty is in the eye of the beholder. So you get what you get out of it, but you can never really feel that full emotion. Some people are good artists where you can actually feel everything they went through, and I try to be one of those type of people.
And you even say that in your song, Set the Record Straight. You say, screaming what's up now, but deep inside I'm breaking down, and they not trying to see me smile.
Oh, God.
There's a lot of times where you're put into a room and you have to socialize and you have to be this figure. You have to be this public persona. You have to characterize yourself and make it seem like everything's okay. And that's why everybody compares it to a clown, right? Because a clown has to look happy. A clown has to be happy. But a lot of the times, those are the saddest people. Comedians are sometimes the saddest people in this world. Performers, entertainers, because they can't even truly express how they feel without worrying about what the public perception is going to be and worrying about driving their fan base away. What was it that instilled these emotions in you?
when it comes down to expansion, that's when it comes into, like you said, gotta worry about the opinions of people. But once I get my fan base and shit, like I say, I build genuine connections and shit, like they get to knowing who I am type shit. So I'm like comfortable, if that makes sense, with the fan base and shit. So I don't know how really to explain that into depth, but it's just like that,
What was it that made you feel like on the inside I'm breaking down? What was going on?
At that point in time, I made that song before the case and shit. So that was about a whole different situation. That was about losing a lot all at once, just in life. But it was crazy at this specific time frame, like within maybe, I want to say 2-3 months. I lost like 3-4 niggas. Like I lost 2 niggas the same day at the exact same time. They was together type shit. Then my, Jake, the one I said I got tatted right here, got a whole little, you dig, for him. Jacob Eubank.
That was your boy, right?
That was my dog from the grave, my real blood, man. So he passed within the same month or two or year. I don't want to over-exaggerate, but it was within the same time frame. It was too close, you know what I'm saying? As a couple of the other guys, Ishi and Theo, that's 3, nigga. I got all type of other shit going on, I just wanted to direct it into the music, let that fuel the fire type shit. And man, I had some homies I was falling out with over, let's say, saying they threw me under the bus type shit, in one of them type of situations. So I was really mentally getting fucked up. I was getting damn near kicked out the house and shit, because of my own poor decisions and shit. It was just a lot, you know what I'm saying? And then nothing was making nothing else better. Like you would think one thing would help the other thing, but they really making it worse. And then I still be thinking like this still to this day sometimes, and I be having to, lock in and remind myself. If you think about longevity, like I say with me, I think about it in the long term, so I was leaving the house a lot. I was staying out overly late. And this when I'm young, like 13, you know what I'm saying? Shit like that, even younger. Or older type shit, whatever the fuck. Like, my OG wasn't playing that shit, but I just always tried to find an excuse or something, because it's like, I'm feeling like she gonna understand in the end, in the long run, like it's gonna be worth it. Like, and then she ended up kicking me out and shit, like, you playing, you not coming in when I tell you to come in, you doing blah, blah, you doing that, God. But I expect that though, I never really held no grudge against her, even felt no type of way about it. It's just like, fuck, she got me type shit. So now I really gotta make this shit work so she could feel like it was worth it, like, so she know I wasn't just out here just fucking off, getting kicked out the house, just throwing my life away. I'm in the studio every night, man. I'm shooting videos, man. So then when that shit started paying off, it felt good.
That's how it be, right? You got to make sure that all the work, all the trouble you got into it was worth it.
Not for real.
Because, shit, I fuck up a couple times and my parents are expecting me to be, they're expecting me to be where I expect myself to be. And if I can't reach where I expect myself to be, what do they have to believe in?
Not for real.
You know what I'm saying?
Hell
because
yeah.
you're your biggest critic and you're your biggest believer. So you're always gonna be the hardest on yourself, but what's that gonna do? It's gonna push you to go harder.
Not for real.
Somebody you mentioned, and it's somebody that gets talked about a lot in your interviews, Jake. That was your dog. For real,
That's
for
my
real.
dog,
You
for
know what
real,
I'm saying?
man.
Do you feel like there was a guilt once he passed away do you feel like there was a guilt that you lived once he passed?
I feel like it was the guilt. Any of my niggas that passed, bro, and I'm still alive here, bro, I just feel like I could have did better. Like I told you, that like even when I'm losing niggas, that fuel that beginning topic we was talking about, like why do I keep coming back to the hood and shit, bro? I don't want to lose no more niggas. You know what I'm saying? Like even if I never talk to you ever again, you know what I'm saying? Bro, I just want to make sure you not in a predicament where a motherfucker finna come smoke you or you just, like, you can't afford to live type shit. I want to just make sure anybody who I really, not even, bro, it's just deep. I don't know. My thought process is, like, genuine. That's just it,
Go ahead, talk about it, bro. Elaborate. Tell the
Okay.
people, because I know you're smart, bro. So I want
Yeah.
the people to understand, who really is BigKayBeezy.
Oh, God.
I could drop the government because I know the
Hey,
government too,
chill.
but I'm not gonna do that.
Yeah, nah, I don't care. We could do that.
T2.
Hey, hold on, bro. The fuck? Oh, shit. Bro, what? Bro, how do you know that? See, this some narwhal shit. Nah, hell no. I thought you was gonna say my government. That nigga said my childhood nickname. Hey, that's crazy.
So that guilt that you live with from all your people, what is that? You know, why do you feel like you continue to carry this even till this day?
I'm really like a spiritual type of person, man. Like, I'm not super religious, but I'm spiritual. You know, I feel like real connections with the universe, bro. And when my niggas passed, especially like, bro, we'd have been together probably a few hours ago, not even a whole 24. You know what I'm saying? Like, how the fuck is you dead? I don't believe this shit. I'm calling you. You not answering and shit like that. So that shit feel like you still here. You got it. You know, it just don't, you can never really fathom that it's real. You know, even when you know it's real, even when you see the casket and all that shit, you can't believe that shit. Like, fuck no, my nigga not gone. You know, like, hell no. So I be, you know, I pray and shit like that or whatever, and I talk to my fallen homies, my soldiers, my whoever. And I just feel like, you know, they fuel me and they push me to, they didn't lose their life for no reason, you know, like fuck. We all was talking about this shit together. So I just feel like that's more of a reason to like, nah, I gotta make it, bro. You know, like they wanted this shit to happen. They didn't even get a chance to see it. So like, I can't give up on this shit type shit.
There's a lot of things that your people haven't been able to see. What do you wish they were able to see?
Damn, man. I wish my niggas was able to see me through the Polo G feature.
That was a hard ass feature,
Right,
too.
bro? Like, fuck, bro.
He gave you more than 16.
He went crazy. He fucked with it for real. He posted it and all that. He hit me up before he even hopped on it. Like, he fucked with it for real. That's my dog. He was fucking with another song before he fucked with that one. Yeah, that's my dog. I fuck with Polo G, man. For real. But, yeah, man. I just feel like when I first performed in front of, like, not even 20,000, but, like, 1,000 people, 700 people. Bro, my first show was, like, 5 people. And all they ass wasn't even paying attention. Like, I was a nobody. Like, I went up there. I had my little manager from school or whatever, you know. Like, we trying to understand this shit. So, you know, we homies. He like, that's my manager. You know, shit like that. We had that going on. And we was really trying to make shit shake. So, I did my first little show. It was like, you know, damn near, it wasn't an open mic. It was like outside and shit. But it was just like, you know, put together type shit. Like, homemade type shit. But, like, I'm grateful for everything, though. So, we turned that bitch up. It was like 5 motherfuckers in the crowd, boy. I was looking at all their ass individually, and then when a couple of ass like, okay, hold on. You know, I ain't finna fuck up, because then they gonna boo me, so I just gotta go even harder. So I'm just rapping my best shit. They, hold on, before this shit hard. And then you see more people start coming in, because it was like an open venue, kind of like how Rolling Loud is, with multiple stages. So they was coming from other stages to my stage, trying to hear me rap and shit. And that shit gave me a little more confidence. Then I wish Phono could have got to see that shit, like the whole built up. And then I wish they could have got me see me perform in front of 20,000 people, you know, with the baby and shit. I appreciate the baby for that, man. I just want to say that since we talking about it, you know, just I'll be, you know, I'm grateful for all of that shit, man. 20,000 people, like fuck, I was a little bit nervous. I was like,
We're gonna get you on a Sad Boy show, bro.
nah, for real, let's do it. We can set that shit up this summer.
So going back a little bit real quick, right? There's that guilt that you lived with. How has that guilt affected you as you continue to grow? Because as a kid, you know, it fucks with you. It's like, damn, like this could have been me. I remember I went to Lollapalooza one year, and my homie, he had dipped. He went home by himself. He was fine, nothing crazy. But I read about another dude that a lot of my people knew, and he had died.
Damn, that's so sad.
They found him on the metro tracks. And it just, I didn't know the kid, but it kept fucking with me, because I'm like, bro, like, that could have been my homie. You know what I'm saying? Like, no. Like, completely separate. But
Okay.
the fact that, like, I let my homie leave by himself.
Oh, yeah, on God, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
He didn't take nothing. He wasn't drunk or anything, but I let him leave by himself. Other dude left by himself, and dude didn't make it home. Like, that could have been my homie. You know what I'm saying? As you continue to get older, being close to this situation, and it's not people just losing their lives, it's people getting their lives taken.
Mm-hmm.
How has that impacted you?
I think that's a big part of the reason why I am how I am with, like, you know, giving back to others type shit, you know, like wanting the best for my homies in, because in a sense, it's like, fuck, you know, sometimes you can see some people in some people, you know? Even if a motherfucker not at their best behavior or type shit. You know, they not in their best mental state. But you can see the potential, and you can see, like, I can see my homie Jake, or I can see my homie Issue, or I can see my homie Theo, or I can see whoever within this person, you know. So, like, I couldn't do it for them. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna make sure, you know what I'm saying, I do it for the other people I care about, that you could be in the same place they is, or I could be in the same place they is, so we both need to just not even take this shit for granted, you know. And if I got the upper hand or whatever, then I'm gonna make sure I do the best I can to make sure that, you know, because bro, life is so short and sweet. Like, you ever heard of a rapper named Lil Loaded?
Nah.
Okay, well, he was a Los Angeles rapper. He was fighting a murder around the same time as me, signed to the same label, all that. We talked to each other on the phone about the shit, you know. We was like bonding over that shit down there. And then he ended up taking his own life because of that shit. It was so stressful. Or I don't want to just tell you. I don't want to say why. You know, I'm not going to say why because nobody really know why. It's up to him why. But, you know, I feel like it played a role in it, obviously, because, nigga, I'm thinking about this shit. So
Did it get to that point for you? Did you ever feel like that was your only way out?
maybe at certain times. But, like, you know, damn, I just hate that he had to do that shit. It was another rapper named E-Dot, baby. I didn't have a close as bond with him as I had with Lil Loaded, but like we knew each other, we hit each other up, we supposed to work. He did the same thing. I don't know if I don't think he was fighting the case. It might have been some other shit, but you know, I just feel like a lot of this shit is overwhelming. So to add that on top of it, you know, it's just like the cherry on top. When it comes down to me losing my homies and shit, and how that affected me and reflected on how I treat people or how I even look at myself, bro. I'm telling you, like the Lil Loader situation made me like, damn, bro, he ain't never do that. We was just talking, you know, we was talking about this shit. We was laughing about this shit. We thought, like, bro, he was a cool ass nigga. He was driving around, but he was on confinement just like me. You're not supposed to be in the car game. Where you going? I'm on the FaceTime with her, like, bro, where the fuck is you going? But yeah, bro, so it'd be like you could be the happiest people, and then you never know what they're going through on the inside. So I took that, and I took, even without me, even like, not without, but if you put me losing my homies and shit to the side, like, obviously you can't put it to the side, but like if that wasn't the reason, it would also be just me simply, you know, fighting this big of a case and going through the damn house arrest situation and people judging me and looking at me and yada, yada, yada. It helped me understand other people more, you know, it helped me have a different outlook on life. Like, even with impatience, like, you have no choice but to be patient on house arrest, nigga. Where you gonna go? You know what I'm saying? Like, in jail, where the fuck is you gonna go? What you gonna do? You can't smoke. Like, you want to, but where you gonna get it from? You know, like,
You look at COVID, people couldn't be locked up in the house for a month.
oh God.
They couldn't be locked up in the house for a week. They said, I need to go to the liquor store.
Exactly. They can't do that shit, bro. So imagine 2 years of your life. Bro, I think I'll be like suppressing shit, bro. I've been through so much fuck shit. I suppress memories, bro. And sometimes in interviews, bro, even in just normal life, I just be forgetting so much shit. And sometimes other people have to remind me, you know, and it was me. Like, nigga, that shit be crazy to me, right? And I'm just saying that to say, like, you know, if it's like any of these topics or any of these situations that I'm forgetting about or something, you know, then, you know, I apologize, you know, because I'm really trying to, you know, get you this shit, you know, but I feel like my brain suppress memories and shit, bro, and suppress certain situations and certain occurrences because it's just too many of them to just like ponder about, you know, like, cause what are you gonna do about it? You gonna crash out, you gonna cry, you gonna this, that, and the third, you know, so fighting that type of case and going through that shit for such a long period of time, it's just like, bro, I'm not finna crash out for this shit. And then after that, it's murder. After you fight murder, bro, it's nothing that serious, you know. Ain't nothing as serious as that unless you having a heart attack or cancer or something. You know, like, yo, bitch tweaking, oh, well, okay, bitch, I just fought murder, bitch. You tweaking. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, nothing is equivalent to that. So once you go through some big shit like that, it changed your whole thought process on life. But it also, me personally, because some people don't give a fuck, but me being a caring person, caring about other people, like, you know, like my baby mama or my mama or whoever, I care about how their life goes in the long run too, not just right now. So I'm trying to, you know, force my thought process on them, even though they haven't been through these same type of trials and tribulations, you know. I'm trying to tell them, like, it's not that serious or this, that, and the third, but to them, you know, it's the end of the world. So, yeah, bro, that's a big effect it had on me too, because losing all of them at such a close time frame and going through such big hurdles and jumping over such big hurdles at a young age, it made me like appreciate life more and just, you know, what's the word? It's just everything else is just, I don't know, less than that, you know? It's less than that. It's like when you smoke or something, you build a tolerance compared to somebody else's tolerance, you know, who never smoked before. So like I done been through shit fucking 96% of people don't go through.
So how have you learned to prioritize your mental health throughout all of this?
To prioritize my mental health, I really have to give the credit to to all of the people around me, you know, at the time during. And one of the main people was my homie Swag. You know, I'm doing name drops and shit, you know, so motherfuckers know. I mean, I might not name everybody. I don't want nobody to feel left out, but shit, my manager, you know, that's my current manager. Even at the time when he wasn't my manager, you know, he was still looking out and, you know, putting shit together for me. Like, that's what really brought us closer too, because you had asked me that earlier. I didn't get to touch on that topic, how we, you know, met and got into business with each other, but that was genuine too. A lot of shit I do, I like it to be genuine, because that's how, you know, we both in it for the same reason, you know, it's the same goals and shit. But him, I want to say the fans too. You know, like I swear to God, that even the house arrest, I feel like maybe brought me closer to my fans. You know, like I can't leave the house, so the phone is down there. Everything like so. All of my homies who not coming to my house to see me is like, you know, like not even homies. Let me not say homies, cause you know it's different. Let's say acquaintances. You know, my acquaintances, shit, people who I know or people business partner, whoever I'm talking to on the phone on a regular basis, I'm damn near talking to my fans and, you know, DMing them and posting shit, reposting shit at the same rate on house arrest. You get bored or whatever the case may be, you know, and motherfuckers actually talking to you or whatever. They want to talk to you. They want to know what you're doing and shit, you know, and you really ain't got shit else to do. So anyway, it helped me focus more on myself and building my brand, you know, and just a lot of that shit was getting to me though at first, you know? And then, like I say, the people around me and the fans and shit that keep me focused. And even if I would let it get to me, I ain't gonna lie. Sometimes I be finna tweak, I be finna crash. They be have to like, hey bro, take that down, bro. Don't do that, bro. You know, you can't do out the bam. You know, you on house arrest out the bam, you know? So it'd be a lot of shit going on, man.
Bro, imagine people that were on house arrest like back in the day. Like you didn't have a phone, you didn't have a computer. Like you legit had to sit there and do nothing.
Bro, they ass was going to jail. You gotta think about it. House arrest, probation, all that shit is a setup, bro. Cause like, come on, bro. You just gonna tell me out of nowhere I can't smoke no more, none of that shit, or I'm gonna have to go do the full sentence. Like that's finesse. So that's when the self-discipline come in there. But even like sometimes, you know, you give in, you think you could detox or something. And back in the day, you thinking that shit sweet, oh, you crashed. You just crashed. They don't even got technology like we got. They don't know what a detox is. So if you on house arrest or like you say, probation or something back in the day, without a phone, without any of that shit, and you that bored, you get to the point where it's like, if I had a phone, I would be on live or something. I would be talking to somebody. You don't even got that. Oh yeah, you gonna finna go break the rules. I'm telling you, that's how it be, man. Shit, I done hit some weed on house arrest, some bottles. Nigga, I was smoking so much weed on house arrest, then I started, like, they went drug testing me, nigga. They started drug testing me. I tried to detox. I failed like 3 times. I thought it was like 3 strikes you out. So I was like scared. No, really, I failed twice. Then I was scared on the 3rd time. So the 3rd time, I thought it was 3 strikes you out. I was like, I ain't smoking no more. Bro, why the fuck tell me why, bro? I flew to Miami to work with the label and shit. I went to the studio. We be having like assistants and shit in the studio, whatever they call them. And they cool ass people and shit too. But one of these niggas, man, I asked him like, hey, bro, you can go get me a bottle of Henny from the liquor store? He was like, yeah, I got you, gang. Right? He's like, you want the big bottle or the small bottle? And I said the big bottle, I'm talking about the 5th. This nigga came back with a gallon of that shit. I drunk that whole gallon. Like, you know, I tried to share with everybody in the studio. I'm not drinking this by myself. But folks, it's a gallon, so it ain't even put a dent in that bitch. So I drank that whole bitch by myself. I didn't finish it all in the studio. I did like 2-3 songs, went to sleep, woke up, took the bottle home with me, and finished that bitch. I had to fly back I was in Miami. I had to fly back to Texas the next day because I'm on house arrest. I could leave 5 days a week.
And they drug test your ass.
Drug test the next day, nigga, on my dead granny. My PO emailed me about the drug test shit. I'm like, bro, what the fuck, gang? Like, it's over with. Like, but I was kind of cool because, like I say, I was more focused on the weed shit. So I'm like, I'm good with drinking. but a gallon is crazy. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, fuck. So I hit up the label and shit. Like, I got a drug test tomorrow. What the band? What we gonna do? And then, cause the label had to be in contact with the
PO.
yeah, the PO, the course, the judge, all that, damn near all the time. Like, even if I didn't know about it, they talking to them niggas like, hey, you got a show coming up. But before they could tell me I got a show, they got to get it approved by the judge. So
There's certain changes you've made since all of this happened. You got the locks growing back. Originally, you cut them off.
Yeah.
You cut them off and disappeared. You stepped out of the spotlight. What was the significance behind, getting rid of that?
I got family members who are, religious in certain ways. I don't want to categorize it, but it's like dreadlocks. Like I don't want to just say, Jamaican or shit like that, but I don't want to categorize it. But they religious to where they have beliefs where, you call them locks, not dreads, because dread is a word of hate. If you dread something, you hate it. So it's called locks, not dreadlocks, all of that religious shit, or spiritual shit, whatever you want to call it. And I took that onto myself, like as my hair grows or my locks grow, I grow, Like I learn more, I grow wisdom and knowledge as my hair grows. So I was going through, like we say, murder cases, messed up, toxic relationships, you know what I'm saying? Like car crashes, you know what I'm saying? Like gun charges, just all type of just everything that you don't want to go through. And I felt like the hair had a connection with that, just with the energy in the world and everything. I don't know. Maybe I was thinking too deep into it. Maybe I wasn't. But at the time, it just felt like the right move.
I'm the same way, bro. When I feel like I need a change, what do you think's the first thing I'm gonna change? My fucking hair.
No,
I'm gonna cut that bitch. You know what I'm saying? So I get you, and that's just how it is. Girls do the same fucking shit, right? They go through a breakup. What do they do? They fucking dye their hair.
You funny as hell.
Why did you feel the need to pull back? I mean, you mentioned it earlier in the beginning of the interview. You mentioned that, there was a period where you felt like I needed to take a step back, and now I'm back, and we're gonna make this shit happen. But what was it that pulled you away in the first place?
I don't know if I'm too smart or if I be overthinking shit, but I just be trying to be ahead of the curve. And I know a lot of the impacts that I have had on my life, or a lot of things that have impacted my life, could have, just ended everything or stopped everything, So, like for instance, like I say with the personal family issues or anything like that, if you sit here and try to keep dropping or keep trying to stay relevant, and then when it's not working and you actually trying hard, but you can't really focus all of your energy into that, so you half-assing it, that's when you fall off for real, and it's hard to come back from that, because like you was already trying hard. So what do we do now? But when I know what to do to get back in that spot, and I know what to do to stay in that spot, and it's up to me. I chose to because I know that this other shit could fuck that up. If I try to, what I'm saying? Like, for instance, I'm gonna give you an example, like, oh God, like if I got, like I say, my son on the way, my kids and shit, like I got now. And I got shows and I got all this shit going on, features even, or just studio sets, just little shit that females may not understand, and then kids, like, they don't have to understand, like, it's not their job to understand that, like, oh, why daddy not here with us, he at the studio. You know what I'm saying? So, if I was to try to sit there and try to balance all that shit out all day, that would put more stress on my man on top of all of the shit that I'm already going through, and then, like, fuck, what I was gonna say? Yeah. So, like, then when it comes down to when you trying to do all of that shit and it's overwhelming you, but you acting like it's not, and then when this one thing, like, even if it's not kids, that's just my example, it could be, like, jail, any life experience, any hurdle, right, that can affect your rap career. And then if you trying to, like, just balance it out at the same time, I feel like they crumble together. But if I let my rap career stay where it's at, like, I built it up to this point, so I'm gonna let this fuck shit stay over here by itself. And when I get through this hurdle, when I jump over this hurdle, and I get back to this, I can start back where I left off.
So then something else that you mentioned a lot throughout this interview, and we're wrapping up right now. Something else you mentioned is, the importance of the youth, being an influence, being a positive role model.
Yeah, for real, man.
What does that represent to you?
It represents everything to me personally, man. And like I say, I don't be wanting to do no name drops, like shoot slugs at people. But, like, it's people out here who be they call themselves a certain name or they hold a certain title, but they don't really try to fulfill that title per se, you know? Like, without saying any names, you know, people would act as if they are for the community, like for the kids, for the youth. They don't want to be, you know, the voice type shit of the whatever. And then like they get on that bitch and they talking about the same shit that a 13-year-old kid will talk about if he just first rap his first song ever. You know what I'm saying? Like, it sound better what you saying it because you know what you're doing, but blood, you talking about the same shit. Murder, drugs, guns, hoes, weapons, streets. Like, can we like, if you gonna talk about that, do it different. Like, I don't know how to explain it, but once I do finally get the chance to explain it within this new, you know, while I'm showing back up on their ass, whether I do it in the music or on social media, you know, it'll be more understood, you know, and that's what my whole point is too. You know, I want to make an impact on not just the fans. I want to make an impact on other artists. I want to make an impact on the youth. I want to make an impact on the fucking labels and just how all this shit be going. You know, like this probably on a different topic, but I just want to say this too a little bit. Like a lot of this fuss shit just be unnecessary, you know. And I be speaking indirect a lot of the time too, so I know it might sound confusing or something, but like some people gonna understand it, some people not, you know. But a lot of the shit that be happening, bro, be avoidable. You know, a lot of the emotions people be feeling be avoidable and all of that shit. But people not gonna see it like that because of it's just like too late type shit to certain people. You know, some people just be like, they might agree that like, okay, maybe we shouldn't have this female artist twerking with a baby, or maybe we shouldn't have her pregnant drinking liquor, but we getting paid, so fuck it. Or maybe we shouldn't have this fucking 6-year-old little RT with guns and shit. And to an extent, it's like I can understand the business aspect, especially when you've been doing this shit for like years and decades and shit. Like them people have no connection to you. That ain't got shit to do with you, you know? They are just pawns in your chess game. Whether it be you an artist and you using other people, or whether it be you a fucking A&R, whether it be you a label CEO, whether it be you whoever, and you feel the need to use somebody else's talent or somebody else's anything to your advantage. I just feel like at least, bro, just make sure everybody's getting what they want out of it. You know, like you don't have, it's unnecessary. Why fuck this nigga over, bro, when you don't got to? Like if he only wanted 10,000 out of it and you just made 100 million, why not give him his whole 10? You want to fuck him over, give him 5,000 when you don't have to do that? Like that's just unnecessary bullshit. Like all this shit, I just want to just set the record straight the right way, you know, and do this shit the right way. It's like a blueprint, you know, like because a lot of times people like to call people out and they like to try to expose shit, like with the Cat Williams shit or whatever. Like that's not the right way to go about it, you know, because you get people on the defense and you get people like, oh fuck no, fucking what, blackball, all that shit. You know, want to blackball you and shit. I'm not trying to come at nobody. I'm not coming at nobody, you know. This is like as a whole, as a community, the music industry, whether you a label A&R, whether you a label CEO, whether you an artist, like I say, videographer, anything, I just feel like we all need to be on the same page because everybody on the outside looking in is looking at this shit like it's just all over the place. You know, it's just everywhere, it's scattered. Nobody's on the same team. Everybody is in competition with each other, which it is slight competition with artists and shit like that, but that's natural, you know, like in basketball. But it shouldn't be to the point where it's like, fuck shit. You know, let's just call it fuck shit. You know, it just be a lot of fuck shit going on behind the scenes, which is unnecessary. And I just want to make it to the point where, like, if I do, you know, I mean, not if, fuck that, nigga. You know what I'm saying? I got a voice in this shit, but when I do get my shit back up there, I want to use it for the right reasons and shit, you know? And I know the youth is looking up to me.
So what is it you didn't have growing up that you want to be for the next generation?
One of them niggas who tell you to not crash out. Like, bro, I hate, like, just like what we was just talking about, it's the same thing. Like, 30-year-old niggas talk about ops and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, what are you doing? Even, like, 26, 27, like, any older people who have an influence, whether even if you're not an artist or you're not an influencer, you know, you don't even gotta have clout at all. You don't even gotta have a social media. If you're an older person and you have younger people hanging with you who listen to you or that might take your advice or might not, you might not even have to tell them to do shit. You know, they say young people listen, they do what you do and not what you say. You know, so like they could just be paying attention to you, and you just trying to fit in with them. You know, so I just feel like I could be that. I'm young, so it's not like I'm old as hell and I gotta tell them like, hey man, you want. So it's like the old people that is trying to be young. No offense to them, because you know I get it. You know, you as young as you feel. But still though, you know, the old people that is trying to be young, they should be telling them this shit. But I feel like we was talking about earlier, a lot of people take messages or compliments or anything better from their peers, you know? So your parents could be telling you, hey, don't do phenol. Hey, don't sip lean. But if I'm telling you this shit and I just fought a body and I'm a rapper and blah, 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 sign to Interscope, you know, I feel like, you know, my fans should at least take heed to it. And I know they going to probably, you know, listen to me before they listen to somebody who they feel like don't understand it, you know? You know, at least you know I can understand it. We in the same age range, whatever you want to say, you know, and I want to be that person for them that's not going to send them off and just be like, hey, bro, it's cool to do this. Hey, it's cool to do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I'm not going to be no goofy either, no lame either. Now, it is cool to do certain shit, but like, come on, bro.
You gotta be smart.
You got to have dignity, like fucking morals and shit. Like, yeah, man, I could talk all day about that shit. Like, niggas be fighting, get beat up and shoot a nigga. You lame as fuck. On God, you not a gangster. I don't give a fuck who you is. You know, people might take that as a diss. If they did that, fuck you. You know what I'm saying? Like, you bogus yourself. Why did you lose the fight? Oh God, you should have been able to fight. Like, you should have never fought that nigga. If somebody want to fight you and you lose and you shoot him, you should never fought him because you knew you was gonna lose. You know what I'm saying? You should have made an excuse out of it. You should have got somebody else to fight. You should have jumped. You should have just ran away. You should have did something. Apologize. Why the fuck did you shoot him? Like, you pussy. That make you worse than what you would have been if you would have just lost the fight and walked away. But that's just one example of a whole lot of this shit that be going on with the youth that they think is okay because these goofy ass niggas be sending them off, bro. And I hate these goofy ass niggas on God. Like, goofy niggas get money, motherfuckers look up to them. Goofy niggas get bitches, motherfuckers look up to them. Goofy niggas get drugs, motherfuckers look up to them. They still goofies. You know what I'm saying? Like, they bitches. They gonna try to send you to do shit they would never did a day in their life. They can't even imagine how this shit gonna turn out. They don't even know what it feel like to do some shit like this. But as soon as they get their hands on some money or some drugs, something, they send them shorties to go do it. So I got kids and shit. That shit affect me a little bit more now. I look at it different. You know, back in the day, I was one of them shorties. Like, you can't send me off, but I still was doing shit that, you know what I'm saying, could get me fried. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Are you now afraid that your children might follow in those same footsteps?
oh, fuck no. I'm going to beat they ass. Stop, nah. But that's what I'm saying, though, because I'm a real nigga, bro, so I don't want to be selfish, you know. I know I'm going to raise my kids how I want to raise my kids. But I don't want to be that type of nigga that's like, I'm putting this shit out there on other people's kids. You know what I'm saying? So if I am going to put this shit out there to make money or whatever the fuck the reason is because of the entertainment industry, I want to also put the right message out there too. You know, the same person that's rapping about the struggle that I went through, I'm telling you that that's not cool. You know, that's just the struggle for real. That's the bad part of life, not the good part of life that you want to go experience.
That was the struggle. I didn't want to be in that
Literally,
shit.
I didn't choose. Nigga, I woke up struggling. I'm front of like, you don't want to wake up with money and be like, fuck, let me go kick it with my hood niggas. Like, that's backwards. Oh God, that's how niggas get robbed and people get fucked over. Cause it's like, somebody has said this a while ago. You gotta think about it like, if you got fucking pit bulls, you breed dogs. Say you a dog breeder, my nigga, and you got fucking 10 pit bulls in the same cage. You ain't fed them in months. And then you dangle a steak in front of them, like, it's like you tease them. You think they not gonna bite it. Even if you trained them perfectly to sit when you tell them to, like, bro, after a certain amount of time of them not eating, they're gonna not give a fuck. They gonna eat your whole ass too.
There's a lot of life that you lived. There's a lot that you went through. And there's a lot of adversity you've overcome. To see that now you're trying to change everything that's happened. You're trying to be a better person. I'm sure you are a better person at the end of the day, right?
Yeah, man.
And you're being an influence, a positive influence to the youth and getting back to this music.
Oh, God.
I'm glad we were able to chop it up, bro.
Me too, bro.
It was a dope conversation, and I can't wait to see what you do next.
I appreciate that, gang.
Of course.
For real, man. You too, blood. It was an honor.
Is there anything else you want to say real quick?
Yeah, man. Fuck 12. Fuck the ops. Free Kobe.
Make sure you guys go ahead, check out BigKayBeezy. That's BigKayBeezy all together. Spotify, Apple Music. Make sure you guys go ahead, like, comment, and subscribe. Sad Boys for real. Peace out.
This is Sad Boy Radio.